that I can hear silent screams, screaming away, even when you wanna say, hey, yo, I'm blessed, everything's okay. Something in his mind stressing. I can hear silence.
Yeah, I think you touched on something very important when you talk about manhood and teaching men how to be men. And I think that's a challenging standpoint to take, because I think society has lost clarity on what a man actually is. You understand what I'm saying? And a woman. I mean, today in 2015, the amount of homosexuality that's being pushed in society, we're even talking about teaching it to young boys in school. You understand? So I think that we have to address the issue of the feminization of men, especially black men, because that's always been a plan. And I don't want to kind of dive too deep into things, but we have to understand our predisposition as well as a people, especially as a black people, because we're not in the same boat as everybody else. You understand what I'm saying? We're not coming from the same place as everybody else. You understand? Our collective disenfranchisement is a direct result of white supremacy. You understand? And there's no escaping that reality. So until we acknowledge the fact that we have to try and dissect the very social engineering of white supremacy and how it impacts a lot of the relationships that we're building with each other, because a lot of the relationships we're building with each other are dysfunction. You understand? You know, we're talking about the absence of the black man, him not being responsible for his children. I grew up with the same experience, you understand what I'm saying? I didn't grow up around my dad was Rasta. You feel me? And like, we as a people, I think a lot of the sisters, there's a legitimacy when they say a lot of these negative things about black men. You understand? Even though even though we can turn around and say we focus on the effects far too much, we don't really try to understand the cause. And I think that's a very big issue as well, because there's a lack of knowledge, you understand, and a lack of understanding. And as a people, we're not really in tune with ourselves. Men, I know a lot of brothers out here are just simply not in tune with black women, and a lot of black women are not in tune with black men. You feel me? So
when you hear that word ego, what does that mean to you? Because I heard you respond to that and someone nodding here. What does that word mean? Because you can say words, but what does ego mean?
It's like your egotistical self, you know, like you're not coming with your real self. So it's, you know, like it's based upon other things. So you're not going to be able to get to the problem because you're not dealing with the person, you're dealing with that person's ego and how they feel or get oversensitive about issues or topics. You're not dealing with the real person.
I don't even think it's the actual, it's some of our faults, it's what society pushes towards us. Most of the people live their life through memes. They follow what a meme says and they follow their own heart. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's just what society is pushing basically. I don't even blame the people, it's just what we see in it, and what we see we learn and we intake. Some of it's good and some of it's bad.
But at the same time,
we have free will, yes. We have free will, and the information is out there for us to get that information, so we can't just sit there and think, okay, they told us. Do you know what I mean? I think that it's a responsibility to us in ourselves to educate ourselves as well.
But don't you think that society actually influences, and they have a lot of control over what influences?
Definitely.
As in what they produce. Same with what he was saying, and we reflect back to where you're saying what they introduce us through young.
Yeah, I think that's the part of the whole struggle, is trying to get out of that thinking and to, you know, understand that, you know, flipping it on its head and moving away from that, you know.
I think we need to refrain from subscribing to Western European ideals and cultural standards. Also, because when it comes to the black family paradigm, when we was in Africa, like the sister over there touched on, you know, there are certain things, like the reality of it is we're practicing more polygamy now than we was back when we was in the motherland. But the polygamy that we're practicing today, it's out of wedlock, it's dysfunctional. You understand what I'm saying? You've got, like you said, so many half brothers and sisters. I've got half brothers and sisters. So, you know, there's no order, there's no cultural standard that we share as a collective. We're just, you know, lost in our disenfranchisement.
Stressing, I can hear silent screams, screaming away. I got too much, so many things to say. I don't know how to say it, but I'ma speak it anyway.